Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Matt from the Bronx and Mariachi El Bronx. May the rock be with you.
Hey Matt, welcome back to May the Rock Be With You, mate. It's been about 8 years since we last chatted, so let's catch up. How have the last 8 years
Yeah.
been for you?
You know what? They've been pretty hectic, man. Pretty hectic, but pretty blessed as well, I should say. So, it's been a lot of ups and downs, mostly ups, I think, if I try my best to pinpoint what it's been like, but yeah, man, I mean, still here, still talking about music, so it can't be all that bad.
Perfect. And of course, in the best news, we're here because you're coming back to Australia in March. Now, you're not just coming once, you're coming twice and at the same time, which is kind of cool with the Bronx and Mariachi El Bronx. It's really crazy to think it's the first time you've done this. What was the idea behind doing it now?
The idea was that, I mean, it was basically like, okay, so we've been wanting to do this for a really long time, since we've kind of set up both bands, between once we got past like the second mariachi record and we knew that we were going to have this was just going to be like another band, So, um, people have always asked about, how the bands influence each other and all that. So, it's always been in the back of our minds that at some point we want to find a way to merge them and merging them on an album. I don't know if that will ever happen, but merging them live has always been something that has felt really exciting and cool to us. So, you know, we love Australia, okay? This is like a first time like experiment that we're doing. And so we wanted it to be done in a spot where we feel comfortable and where, we owe a lot. Like it's like we wanted to do this at a place where I think people would be really excited to see it. It's been a long time since El Bronx has been to Australia. We got an offer to do a festival with the Bronx. We got a new El Bronx record coming out. So it just felt like the right time to put it together. And we're really excited about it. I'll be honest with you, it's crazy. It's rad. It's like a band inside of a band, like a set inside of a set, and then both bands playing together. It's pretty crazy, man.
I mean, usually you're ready for one or the other, but how do you prepare when you're performing in both bands on the same night? In that 15, 20-minute break between bands, how do you mentally prepare?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's like and there is gonna be no break. So that's the thing. It's like this is gonna be, I mean, I don't want to give it away, okay? But this is gonna be it's one set. There's no, this band is done and then the changeover happens and then El Bronx comes out. This is one set, both bands, and it's gonna be incredible.
Okay, bit of band on band action, as you're calling it, which is
Hell
really
yeah,
cool.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
cool. Well, that now obviously you're up there performing, and we're there to see you perform. But from your perspective, what's your favorite thing to see looking down at the crowd from the stage?
I like to see people in that musical moment, whether that's someone who's like singing along to every word or just like in awe watching the band, or that person that was like myself is like just lost in the music and is just going crazy, you know. I so I my big thing that I look for, especially as a front man, is I'm always trying to gauge the energy, So I'm always trying to turn a room upside down, trying to get the energy flowing, whether that's, everyone feeling the emotion of a song with El Bronx, or if everyone's feeling the aggression of an El Bronx or a Bronx moment, So I just love people that are able to walk through that door and kind of just like be there for the moment and let themselves enjoy it and however they enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you notice a difference between the both bands, like the way that the crowds interact between El Bronx and the Bronx?
Well, for sure. I mean, it's like Bronx, Bronx, especially in Australia. I mean, motherfuckers have been going crazy to the Bronx since we first came over there. And that's why it's still our favorite place to play. But obviously, the punk rock energy is different from the mariachi energy. But it's like it's still there's like even though the like I guess the physicality of it is different, like the meter is the same as far as just like people are still able to achieve that like whatever that moment is in themselves where they're just like they're loving it, and that whether that's stage diving, circle pitting, or singing along or dancing, or just when that feeling you get when you go to see a band and they're playing a song you love, and they're playing it good, and you're just like, oh, this is just, this is the best feeling. That's that's everything for me as a listener and as an artist, as someone who's on both sides of the spectrum constantly. I'm still going to shows, I'm still listening to music as much as I am playing it, So I always try to keep in mind that kind of both sides of the fence, because what the listener, what the audience member is getting from us is very important to me.
Yeah, excellent, man. Now, you mentioned Australia before being an amazing market for you. You've been here a number of times. Do you have a really great memory, one that sticks out from a trip down here?
I mean, there's so many,
Yeah,
dude.
I knew
There's so
that.
many. I mean, it's like, I mean, going all the way back to the beginning. I mean, the Annandale was a huge one for us. I mean, we put a DVD out live at the Annandale Hotel. That was our first ever sold out Australian show. That one was absolutely massive, and just a super cool memory. Doing the big day outs was really cool. Doing the sound waves, being a part of all those. There was one sound wave in particular that was it was us, Queens of the Stone Age, High on Fire, Pennywise, like Kylesa, and just a bunch. So I think Slayer. There
Mm.
was, and we have a photo from I forget what location it was that used to be at like an old prison. But there's like a backstage that's in an old prison. And I have this photo of all of us together, fucked up, and the Bronx and Queens of the Stone Age and High on Fire and Pennywise. And we're just all just loving it. We're having so much fun. That's a great memory. Surfing on the Gold Coast with friends, great memories. Just that we have, we're very fortunate to be able to not only have a bunch of musical memories there, but we've got so many friends there now that we've known forever. Just guys like our crew, whether it's Boo and Chad, who have been doing sound and tour managing for us for, decade now. It's over a decade now. Just all the, record label relationships, radio relationships that we have. It's just cool, man. And you really appreciate that when you come from a place, where like I never thought I would get out of California, let alone be able to travel to Australia and have, the experiences and the memories and the relationships that I do, so it's hard to pinpoint one. I think if I could like sit here and think about it, I could probably like really, really come up with some moments. But there's been so many, and honestly, every time we go over there, it's just a new chapter. And like another couple ones randomly is we've been trying to do Halloween over there for the longest time, and I think Halloween is kind of now a thing in Australia, but when we were first going over there, it really wasn't. Like no one gave a fuck about Halloween. And we would always try to do these like Halloween shows, because for some reason we found ourselves over there a lot in October. And I was just going through photos not too long ago, just because of that weird fucking 2016 trend that's going on Instagram and TikTok. And we were over there in 2016 during Halloween, and we just it makes me so happy because those shows were such great memories because like we were all about it and we were like pushing it on our audience to come dressed up and to have fun. and everybody did. And we spent like way too much money at like Halloween stores trying to buy all these props and like set up the whole room, and all these different things. But they were like really meaningful shows to us, and they were so much fun. And so those are some good memories too.
Awesome. One for me that stands out is I know you were here with El Bronx, but you played as the Bronx supporting Soundgarden, and I'll never forget that. What
Yeah.
man, what a thrill that was. That was so cool.
Yeah. That was incredible. That was
Yeah.
that was so much fun, man. That was awesome. Was that at that big outdoor spot in Melbourne?
I was in Sydney, so I was at the entertainment
Okay.
center in Sydney.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude, that was a great time.
That was good fun. Now, I want to talk about new music because it's been a long, long time between drinks for El Bronx, and we got a new album coming, which is really, really cool. I heard it yesterday.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Why was now the right time for return to new music?
I just for us, it's like it's not anything too too deep. It's just like we just kind of go until it feels like it's time to make the switch. And like being able to have that back and forth between the Bronx and El Bronx is crucial for our own kind of creative lifespan, I think, because I mean, being a musician, is a grind. It's a gift. It's amazing. But when you do it professionally, just like anything else, you can hit your own limits. You can hit walls. You can start to find or start to lose ways that to keep yourself inspired and excited and all these different things. And you never want something that you love and something that you care about and something that you've worked so hard for to like feel that way. So when we started El Bronx, it unlocked this whole new chapter for us, this whole new dimension of creativity and music and experiences. And so after we chased that for a couple records, then it was like, okay, it felt like, you can feel it as a human being with anything when you're like kind of reaching the end of like the sentence, or your breath or that moment of like, inspiration. And so it's like, thankfully for us, it's just like, okay, cool. Let's go back to Bronx. Like let's plug in, let's write a Bronx record. And because sonically they're so different, one is, primarily soft and one is primarily loud, that like it feels good going from each one to the other. Like with Bronx, and we do 3 Bronx records and we fucking tour nonstop, and you're just getting your ass kicked all the time on stage, in the crowd, noise, just and it's awesome. And I fucking love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. But then it's like you get that moment where you're like, whew, okay, like, and let me just go over here and let's pick up these soft instruments and let's write these songs about everything that we've just been through and try to tell some stories and try to frame it in a way that fits into this rich tradition of mariachi music and storytelling and all this other, great stuff. And we do that in a way where it's just like it just like brings you down, and it's like, oh, like I'm so thankful for that. And so, for us, we wanted to get through, you know, 2023 was officially 20 years of the Bronx. So we wanted to get through that before we switched over. So it was like we got through Bronx started in 2002, but we usually go by the first album being released. It's like, so that's the mark. So we wanted to get through 2023 and celebrate 20 years of the band. And then we knew it was going to be time to switch over and get into El Bronx because it was something that we'd been wanting to do for a minute. It was just like we didn't want to do it before. 20 years is a special thing. So we wanted to celebrate that. And then it was time to switch.
Oh, nice. Man, you know what I can't wait to see? Like, I feel like the El Bronx shows are going to have the most respectful musical circle pits. Like, they're just going to be dancing around in like the mariachi tunes. Does that ever
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that a
Yeah.
thing?
Oh, it had. Well, now it's interesting because with both bands playing in one set, I'm going to try to encourage some like, some El Bronx crowd surfing. I think that would definitely be a first, I think, which I think we'll be able to accomplish. Usually, our Australian audience is very very down for anything and everything. So I'm really excited to see what kind of energy these shows bring between, the bands playing different songs.
It's going to be fun. Now, talking about the new music from El Bronx, does that then sort of kick you into gear and inspire you for a Bronx record, or do you focus on one and then sit down and focus on the other?
It does. I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't because it definitely does. It's like I think with this particular, um, you know, like where we're at right now, when you finish an album, um, 9 times out of 10, you got songs left over. And with this specific record, we wrote a bunch of songs and we had a bunch of songs left over. And it's not like they didn't make the record because we didn't like them. They just didn't make the record because we had a lot of songs in that vein, whether it was like a Norteño song or a corrido or a slower song or something like that. So we have a bunch of tunes ready to go. So I think we're probably going to end up after we do, this cycle for Mariachi 4. I think we're probably going to end up at least doing another EP with El Bronx. But you know, we might try to do like a split EP where it's like Bronx and El Bronx. We've done that. Like we did a record store day thing, which was live, where we had a Bronx set and then an El Bronx set. But I think, what I would like to do is probably, I probably the split the EP would be a great move because we're always writing. We're always writing, and Bronx is always there. And nowadays, more than that, it's so easy to just be like, oh, let's just write. We can write two of these songs. We can put it out as a split 7 inch or whatever. It's going to be a while before another Bronx full length hits, but there's definitely some Bronx coming down the pipeline at some point.
Excellent. All right. And what we always do to wrap it up is we look ahead to the future with a prediction. So I want you to finish this sentence for me. In 2026, the Bronx slash Mariachi El Bronx will.
Uh, the Bronx slash Mariachi El Bronx will become one. I mean, this is the year. This is the year of it all coming together. So this is it's an exciting thing for us. Like I said, we've been thinking about it for a while, and we've been putting the set together, and I'm really excited about where it's at. It's tough, because we've got so many songs now, especially between both bands. So you got to figure out what songs you're going to play, what songs work together, what songs don't. The whole process has been really exciting. So
We look forward to it, man. Matt, thank you so much for your time, man. What a pleasure. I can't wait for to catch up, come to see the show, come and do everything. The album's great. You can have a good year, man.
thank you. Hey, thank you, Troy. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks,
Excited to
buddy.
come
Talk to you
down
again.
and all right, man. Peace.
Bye. Thanks for watching our interview with Matt from the Bronx and Mariachi El Bronx. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you check out maytherockbewithyou.com. That's where everything else is.